welcome back to the Trip101 Travel Talk series. For today's episode, we will explore the city that is famous for its safari tourism, a place of cool waters, and one of the largest and most influential cities in Africa, the capital of Kenya, the city of Nairobi. So, to learn more about this city, we have invited two talented people to help us discover the beauty of Nairobi and Kenya. So let us welcome our guest for today. We have Samuel, a tour guide from Nairobi, and Farrell, a content creator and influencer who is residing in USA. So hi Samuel and Farrell.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody. My name is Farrell, all the way from the USA. But I'm from Kenya, born and raised in Kenya, and I'm excited about this, podcast.
My name is Samuel Njoroge. I am a local Kenyan guide and experienced for over 16 years, having been born, bred, and now living still in Kenya. So I welcome you to this conversation. And with Trip 101, we are making it amazing and easy for us to, explore the world, different places in Nairobi and in Kenya and East Africa in general.
So I guess you are now ready to share your knowledge and experiences. But before we proceed with that, we will have a fun quiz first. So for the first two choices is what do you want to pick, mountains or sea?
See,
And I'll pick the mountain.
Okay. So what do you prefer, travel with family or with friends?
with friends.
How about you, Samuel? What do you pick?
I think I'll go for family.
Okay, for family. And historical spots or natural beauty?
Definitely historical spot.
Natural beauty.
Oh, I think so our guests have different preferences. So yeah, what is more important, photographs or experiences?
Experiences.
Experience.
Oh, for the last question, you have the same answer. So yeah,
Yes.
so thank you for participating in our fun quiz. Through this, we have learned a little bit about your preferences when it comes to traveling. So let's now get to know the city of Nairobi. This set of questions are to be answered by both of you. So for the first question is that, can you tell us something unique about Nairobi or why do you like Nairobi?
All right. I think I'll go first because right now I'm just based here in Nairobi, just few kilometers to the capital city. And why I love Nairobi, specifically as a tour guide, because Nairobi is the only capital city in the whole world that has a wildlife park. That is Nairobi National Park. And basically, Nairobi is a prime destination then for tourists, travelers, and for everyone who is coming to do business or even for leisure. So I welcome you to Nairobi, the amazing city, which we call it the city under the sun.
How about you, Farrell?
I think one thing I like about Nairobi, in addition to what Samuel is talking about, is the people. We have different tribes in Kenya, and Nairobi, the metropolitan city, has a lot of people all from all over the country and from all over the world. But when you just come to Nairobi, you have an experience of different cultures, and also you have a good feeling of the weather in Nairobi. Like why should you come to Nairobi? It is a beautiful place, the city under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From your answer, I see how rich Nairobi is when it comes to wildlife, tourism. So yeah. For the next question is, what are your favorite places that you visit or hang out in Nairobi?
So Nairobi has so many places to hang out, from eateries, from historical sites, monuments, natural landscapes. You can just raise out in a hotel. You can go to a historical site. You can go to a public facility, or even just do a city walking tour. And within the city walking tour, you experience so much of the British colony history. You experience a lot of the development of this country from the start of this country when it was formed as an independent country in 1963. And so Most people can even do a combination of history, do culture, do nice eatery joints, hang out in clubs at night, and have everything within the city. So it's a one-stop shop for a traveler and a tourist.
Yeah, thank you for that, Samuel. How about you, Farrell? Do you want to add something?
Yeah, what we said in the beginning. For me, I would prefer to go to the national park. I wouldn't miss to just go to the national park. I'd see the animals and also visit the galleries in Nairobi to see the beautiful paintings, the beautiful drawings, and also visit the Nairobi Museum.
Yeah. So, can you tell us some secret or hidden spots that visitors generally miss out on?
Well, Nairobi has the major tourist attractions or the major places that everyone goes to. But there are other very nice and hidden gems. For
Yeah.
example, if you come to the city of Nairobi and you only have, let's say, a layover for 1 hour or 2 hours, you can still do so much. One, you can get to the rooftop of the highest building, which is Kenyatta International Conference Center. And from that spot, you have a 360 aerial view of the entire city from all the directions. And out of that, you can see the famous, buildings like the parliament buildings, which are very old and archaic buildings. You can see the airport from the rooftop of the KICC, that is the Kenyatta International Conference Center. And over and above that, you can take simple tours just to go see some of those monuments that are not popularly known. For example, we have a lot of heroes who fought for independence in Kenya, and they have been, immortalized by, putting up monuments in their name.
Yeah. Farrell, do you have something to tell us about the hidden spots in Nairobi?
I think I talked about the Kenya Railway Museum because I think a lot of people miss on that, and I think it's a perfect place to just go and learn how it was made. And so there's a museum in the railway department. I think that's one spot people really miss, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the hidden ones are also the precious ones, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So for this next two questions, I would like you to answer in an itinerary format. Which spots or attractions would you recommend to travelers visiting Nairobi?
So when you visit Nairobi, we usually pick the clients mostly from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, which is our biggest airport within the city. Depending on the much time you have, assuming you have a very short time to be in the city, you can do the Nairobi National Park, which is 10 kilometers away from the airport, and then you do 1 or 2 hours morning drive. Then you can visit the David Sheddix, the Elephants Orphanage, an amazing place where they are doing great conservation work, like for the rescued baby rhinos, the rescued elephants. And then after that, because that visit happens between 11 and 12. And after 11 to 12, you visit the Giraffe Center. Giraffe Center is also a great conservation place where we have the specific Rothschild giraffe, because in Kenya we have about 3 giraffe types, and Rothschild giraffe is an endangered giraffe. And once you are done with that, you would want to experience cultural dances, which are done and performed every day from 2:30 to around 4 by the Bombers of Kenya, which now brings different traditional dancers from different communities of this country in one stop. And once you're done with that, you can visit the Karen Brixton Museum 5 to 6. And with that, you have a whole day, city excursion.
Yeah.
So that is I would call that a multi destination within the city. And it only takes between, let's say, 8 to 12 hours, depending on the match time that you have. And you can even visit the free parks of green spaces even within the city, like Uhuru Park. So you can just walk in and enjoy your day. I would think that a day within Nairobi good, but two are better because
Okay.
if, for example, you are able to do the city excursion as we have mentioned before,
Yeah.
then the next day you can visit the market, you can experience, how our people are doing the trade. You can visit innovation centers or where, the communities are doing something interesting. For example, there are those who are doing beadworks, the women who are in crafts, and the men and the young people.
Yeah. And during this tour, do the visitors have the chance to visit one of the famous restaurant in Nairobi?
Yes, we have very famous restaurants like the Carnival, where we have the wild meat, the ostrich meat, things like crocodiles. Those are licensed by the government to be consumed by tourists, and the ostrich because they are reared as domestic animals or pets.
For you, Farrell, do you have any suggestions on the itinerary that was mentioned by Samuel?
I think Samuel, because he's very experienced,
Yeah, yeah,
the visitors that are coming to Nairobi. I think he mentioned everything you would do in a day or two, because Nairobi is huge, and those
yeah.
are the most important things that you should do, especially visiting the park and everything. And also, like he said, the second day, if you're there, you can start visiting the. We have the famous Maasai Market in Nairobi, where you have all these beads, all these the Maasai shuka, So I think he has touched everything that I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Which cities and locations should travelers to Kenya include in their itinerary?
I think apart from the capital city, Nairobi,
Yeah,
you should definitely include Mombasa. So Mombasa is the second largest city in Kenya. So it's the coastal city. So we have a very one of the best beaches in the world. So when you visit Mombasa, you gotta have that experience of going, to the beach, swim,
yeah,
and eat the Swahili coastal food. And our beaches are very beautiful, and the white sands and are very clean. Another city, if you love eating fresh fish direct from the lake, is
yeah.
Kisumu. So Kisumu is the third largest city in Kenya. You can visit there. So we call it a lake city, where the fishermen like fish, fresh fish, and then they cook for you, and it's very beautiful, and it's very clean.
Yeah, imagining the places that you've mentioned, I am mesmerized by the beauty of Kenya. So I think our viewers will love the itinerary that you've shared as well. So I hope that one day we'll get the chance to experience these places. So thank you for your wonderful insights. So since we have now an idea about the city of Nairobi and the country of Kenya, so of course we want to know more about our tour guide Samuel. So because without your help, we will have a hard time knowing and exploring the city. So these questions are for you. So how did you get into tour guiding?
All right, my tour guiding, realization has been a long journey since
Yeah.
I was a young man. In the primary schools, I used to enjoy geography. That was my favorite, subject in
Sub-
school. And out of that, I developed a very huge interest that made me, start thinking about tourism as a career. However, I did not manage to start in tourism because I did not get the opportunity to study that as my main course. So I studied community development in my undergraduate, and after that, I worked for non-governmental organizations, which helped me travel a lot throughout Africa. And so by the time I was getting to 35 years of age, I used to tell the young people that by the time I hit 35, I want to start my retirement. And so my retirement plan was that I get now to follow my passion. And following my passion is now getting to do the tours and travel consultancies and guiding. So I used to start this by taking my friends and family members. And out of that, out of the experience and the challenge that I put upon myself, I was able to join tourism school, and just few years ago, I got licensed by the. I graduated, and of course, as a tour guide and a tour manager, and thereafter, I was able to be licensed by the Tourism Regulatory Authority. Today, I am an experienced and a qualified guide. My motto is tour guides knows the places that you need to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Hearing those words, I really felt how passionate you are as a tour guide. Maybe when I get 35, I could also pursue being a tour guide because I am a tourism graduate here in the Philippines. So, yeah. From which countries do you get the most guests?
Mostly we get guests from America. The Germans are like the second clients in terms of population, but we also get very clients from very unique countries. Like we have had clients who are coming from Russia, Kurdistan, and so we welcome everyone from whatever country you are, whether it is small, whether you're on a very tight budget, we will accommodate. We know how to make it, get an experience for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very diverse group of people who came to visit Nairobi and be one of your guests, right? So,
Yes.
what's your favorite memory of guiding a group of guests?
My favorite one was when I received about 6 guests who are coming from America,
Yeah.
and they were very old skiers. They love they do skiing in the US, in the Minnesota, and when they came to, it's a group from Minnesota, and when they came to Nairobi, I was their local guide for 7 good days. Coming from Nairobi, going to Amboseli, where we have the best view of Mount Kilimanjaro, which is based in Tanzania, but we enjoy the views as the Kenyans. So Tanzanians don't have the best view. We got the best view.
Yeah.
We did Amboseli, and one of those ladies was really, really curious about seeing, a lion hunt. And the moment we got to the park, I did a radio call because our tour vehicles are fitted with radio calls. And so I got onto that, and I heard that there was, an almost kill by a lion. And so I rushed there very fast. So we gave them what we call the African massage because the roads are very rough inside the park. And we dashed there, and just on arrival, the hunting was happening. That lady was so, so, so happy. And at the end of the day, she was even crying to see that. That was the most touching and the most best experience that I'll never ever forget.
Yeah, that's very good. It's a very happy and good memory for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, we want to know that what motivates you in pursuing this career?
Every day I'm seeing new people, I'm seeing new places, or I'm going back to the old destinations, but with a new experience. So that's a great inspiration. And also to give people guidance whereby they do not know how a country looks like, they do not know what to see or what to do. And when I get the call to do that, I really feel inspired to continue showing my beautiful country and my beautiful people and beautiful landscapes.
So these questions are for both of you. So could you tell us a must-try dish in Kenya? Maybe something that is your personal favorite food. And where can we find it?
I would say for me, a must try dish in Kenya. When you visit Nairobi, you're gonna have to try ugali and nyama choma. So let me just explain what ugali is. Ugali is corn flour, or for other people, maize flour, made with hot water, and until it becomes hard. And then nyama choma is, roasted or grilled. It can be grilled beef, it can be grilled goat, but the most popular one is grilled goat. And also we have sukuma wiki, which is green collards. I think my personal best is something we call chapati. So chapati is like is like a pancake, but it's harder than a pancake. And when we talk about chapati, everybody knows in Kenya. Everybody knows what chapati is, and so that's my personal favorite. But you gotta have to try nyama choma and ugali. I think
Yeah.
Samuel can attest to that.
That is very, very, very true. Nyama choma with ugali is one of Kenya's favorite meal for both locals and non-locals. We got a lot of what we call Swahili food, and these are mostly like what we call biryani. That's more of an Indian food, and we have a lot of rice
Pilau.
meals, which is very good, like pilau. I really love pilau. That is rice made with some spices that are found within also Kenya. So it's a local spice, purely ground from the source. I would feel that should you want to take Brazilian food, you got it in Nairobi. Should you want to take Mexican food, we got the place. And for you who is doing maybe even vegetarian meal, we got the best vegetarian meals around or vegan meals.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I think our viewers list down all the foods that you've mentioned that they could try when we visit Kenya. So yeah, enough of that. So what are the major festivals in Kenya or any cultural events that visitors can experience or plan their trip around?
Yes, the most amazing activities and the ones that are internationally known is the Safari Rally. This
Yeah.
is the World Rally Championship, whereby the safari vehicles will drive across our landscapes from they start in Nairobi and they get to the lakes of Naivasha, to Lake Nakuru, and to Lake Elementaita, where the world meets, to enjoy the motor rally. And
Yeah.
so that's a major event in the month of March, an amazing activity called the Amazing Masai Race. And that amazing race is whereby you run inside an animal sanctuary, whereby you race with the zebras, with the giraffes, and that is coming in the month of August. Then in December, during the Christmas festivities, the county of Nairobi, which is the capital city, has what we call the Nairobi Festival. It happens for about 5 days where families, where friends can unite and go for either day events or night events. Because especially for family where you have children and where you have old people, then during the day you can enjoy the festivals. There's so much of activities to do. And of course, we also have what we call the tourism fairs. So with the tourism fairs, they happen once in a while, but at least in every quarter of the year, we have at least one tourism fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to hear. How about you, Farrell? Do you want to add something on the major festivals?
We have a festival called the Lamu Festival. I'm not sure which month it occurs, but
Yeah.
this is where the Swahili culture, like they showcase all the Swahili culture at the coast, and it's a very very beautiful festival. So those people who are visiting the coast, they can just go and watch. I don't know, Samuel. Do you know which month that happens?
I think it comes in around August or September. I
Yeah,
will confirm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for your sharing, guys. So we are now familiar with what food to try on while exploring the city, and we can now note the important events in Kenya that travelers can enjoy. So a short while ago, we got to know our tour guide. So now is the time to get to know our other guests better. So hi, Farrell. So yeah,
Hi.
these questions are for you. So how frequently do you travel?
I think I love traveling from the
Yeah.
time I was young. And so, as much as possible, if there's a chance to travel, maybe for school, for leisure, for anything, I just take the opportunity. So, I don't have like a scheduled time, like I have to travel 2 times or 3 times. As long as I have the opportunity to travel, I take the bus, I take the plane.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. So, which has been your most successful trip so far? Or the one that you cherish the most?
The one that I cherish the most is, I traveled to Sweden, to Europe. In 2016, I was a student and I went there for 4 months. So that was, it has been one of my best travel because the culture is different, the country is different. I got to experience a lot of things in Stockholm. And also because my visa allowed me to travel across Europe, I went to other countries 1 year, Sweden, like I went to Latvia, I went to Finland, I went
That's
to
good to hear.
Norway. Yeah, I went to Norway. And so it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And you can just take a train from one country to the other. You can take a cruise ship. So one weekend we took a cruise ship to Finland from Stockholm, and it was beautiful to see the people, to see the culture, and to see the differences. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good to hear. Yeah, my family also resides in Finland. Yeah, I hope
Oh,
one day I could visit them there.
yeah,
So
it's a
yeah,
very good.
yeah. So what was your motivation for starting your YouTube handle?
I think it was just to motivate young people like me
Yeah.
to just discover themselves and discover the many things that they can do. Because, when you just go out there and discover yourself, you discover your potential and, do a lot of things for yourself, you'll be successful, not just staying there and not doing anything. So my handle is called Discover with Farrell. And so it was like, I want people to discover themselves, their hidden potential. And that was the idea behind it. And also telling people about America, like where to go when you come to America as a new person, what to do, the experiences. I loved, sharing everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to hear that you're creating contents for other people for them to help and for them to inspire in
Yeah.
traveling and maybe becoming successful one day. So yeah. So in terms of being proud, what makes you proud about your handle? Is there any campaign, a post, or a community that makes you proud in having your YouTube account?
It's about the society and if or we can call it the community,
Yeah.
because I get a lot of messages from people who need help. Like, somebody tells me I'm coming to America. What should I do? I'm like, I have a video explaining the do's and the don'ts and the process. Just helping people who don't have any information out there is very. I'm proud of that because not so many people want to share information, and so uh, getting myself in that vulnerable state and just they are being open and giving all these people this information makes me very happy. And I feel very proud about that, helping my community back home.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So, do you have any trips planned or where are you headed in the next 6 months?
Yeah. So so right now, so I sometimes I travel across America. So originally I'm from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. And so last year I traveled to another state in Seattle, Washington. And 2 weeks ago I came to Iowa. So it's a different state, a different people. And before the year ends, if it is possible, I want to go and participate or watch the Olympics in Paris.
Oh, that's very good. That's a very good place.
It is. It's,
Yeah. I think you should also make Philippines in one of your list.
okay. I'll come to the Philippines because of
Yeah.
you, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah. So these questions are for both of you. So what is the best time to visit Nairobi and Kenya?
So visiting Nairobi, you can visit any day, any time of the month. But of course, the most favorable time is when there are no rains. The rains happens between end of March and the month of April.
Yeah.
But all other days, then they are good to be in Nairobi. We have places that rains every day because they are closer to the mountains. That's especially in the central region. But we have also the places that are extremely hot towards the northern Kenya, where we even have the deserts and we have the semi-arid areas. So in such places, then it is not limited. That's why we say Kenya is an all-weather country.
Yeah. Do you agree with him, Farrell?
No, I think that's perfect because
Yeah.
Nairobi have good weather, so that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is the best way to get around Nairobi? Is it possible to walk around, or is it better to take a public transportation or book a cab?
Depending on where you want to go, because there are those places you can just take a walk. For example,
Yeah.
if you're living in Mani or Kilimani, that area is very, very safe. You can just walk even to the city. But if you're living further, let's say 10 kilometers away, then the most convenient way is to take the app transport services like Uber or Bolt.
Yeah.
That is all budget. But still, if you can afford, you can hire a tour van which has a pop roof, so that you can actually open that roof and you can stand and see the city in a better way. And so you can even do a hybrid kind of transport mode, whereby maybe you will walk to some places or you be in the car. You can also take train between one town to another. We have what we call the commuter trains that plies from one town to another, especially in the morning and in the evening. And so you are spoiled for choice. We also have hired bikes. You can hire a bicycle and then you can ride even within the city, depending on the location that you are at.
But there's one thing he forgot about: matatus. Yeah, you cannot forget about matatus in Nairobi because so matatus is like some sort of a bus, and
Yeah.
so if somebody is comfortable enough, you can just take a matatu and you can get to from one city to the next, and if you just Google matatu, you'll see what I'm talking about because they have some have TVs inside and they have some loud music and it's a very very nice sight. So that's another form of transport.
We actually call it a matatu culture because in Kenya, the matatus, they have a vibe, especially for the young people. It's like you are going to a club whereby you have that fancy music. Even they have disco lights, and they are just amazing vehicles to engage in.
Yeah, that's very good. It's just very great sharing. Our viewers could learn with that when they want to visit Nairobi and take the, what do you call it? Watatu or what?
Matatu.
Matatu. So, is it safe for solo travelers or women to go around the city, or is there any precaution you would recommend they take?
Generally,
Yeah.
it's safe. Generally, it's safe in Kenya and Nairobi.
Yeah.
But of course, even like us, the residents there, you wouldn't just go around at night. Of course, you have to take precaution. Even the people who live there, you don't just walk around, like 2 a.m. in the morning, But Nairobi is generally safe. Like when I was in Kenya, like 2 months ago, I was walking in fact, I did a video on my channel and on my Facebook, walking in the streets of Nairobi at night, and we have a lot of people there. So I would say it is generally safe. But of course, if you're coming out of another country, I would recommend, of course, you have a trusted tour guide. Somebody who is going with you. Maybe if you want to tour the city at night, so that's what I would recommend. But it's generally safe.
Yeah. You have something to add, Samuel?
No, I think he's covered it, and that's the way it is better done because for solo travelers, which I experienced to meet a lot, is their big concern, especially for ladies, is how safe am I when I'm walking? So generally, it's safe because our government has really tried to improve on security systems so that everybody can enjoy their mobility and travel.
Yeah. So I appreciate your responses. I assume that by now our viewers are prepared to arrange their travel to Nairobi and book their tickets. So, do you have any personal travel hacks or tips that you'd like to share? Or do you have any secret for having a good trip?
Yes, definitely. Based on my experience and the love I have for travel and tourism in general, one of the best hacks I believe is have as many global friends as you can, because sometimes even when you have global friends, they can host you, and so it becomes affordable for you to travel. Then, in terms of if you're coming from one country to another, always buy those tickets early enough. For example, you can plan to visit Kenya in 2025. I think this is the best time for you to book a ticket. Book that flight now, save for your safari or for your travel, and come and enjoy. Don't be in a haste to visit a country, because there's so much to learn and to do and to see. Yeah. So that's my travel hack.
I would say plan wisely, because you don't just want to wake up and start going somewhere. Budget, have a budget, and say this is the amount that I need for the trip. And I would also want to say, like, when you're going to a new place, you're gonna have to know the culture of these people. Just know the language they speak. Like their religion, because you don't want to do something that is prohibited in that country. Just know the basic of the country. Google, and Google is your friend. Just
Yeah.
Google around the basic things, so that when you get there, for example, if like I know, when you go to Singapore, you cannot chew gum. You just throw trash on the streets, you'll be arrested. And
Yeah.
if you are used to doing that, so those are some of the little things you should Google about the country, know the basics, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, yeah. Research is always the best thing to do before visiting another country. Thank you for your tips and travel hacks that they would certainly help us in making our trips memorable. So, I guess we've now reached the end of this episode. I have enjoyed having a conversation with you. So, in wrapping up this episode, I would like to give you a chance to convince our viewers to visit Kenya. So, why should Kenya be on one's bucket list? Convince us in 2 sentences or less.
I want to invite you to come and visit Nairobi, Kenya, because this is the only place you will experience the wildlife inside the city, the capital city, in the whole world. There's lots to do, there's lots to see, there's lots to eat, and you have the best experience. So, welcome to Nairobi, welcome to Kenya, and let's explore the world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Samuel.
I think if you're a historian like me, I would tell you today, like, Kenya is the cradle of humankind. Kenya is a prehistoric site where the first remains of humans were found. So you'd be coming home. Everybody, wherever you go, you have to come back home. And so
Yeah.
you'll be coming home when you visit Kenya. So welcome to Kenya.
Yeah. I guess our viewers are now listing Kenya down on their bucket list. So thank you for that. So, do you have any last minute thoughts you'd like to share with the viewers?
I think traveling is beautiful. And if you're old enough, if you can travel, just make use of that passport, make use of that document, because the experiences that you have when you travel to different destinations, oh my goodness, you'll be grateful for the rest of your life. And let me tell you, for I am not a parent right now, but all those parents out there who are listening, please travel with your kids, let them have those memories, let them see different things, and when they grow up, they will really appreciate and have a better life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, for me, I would say with Trip 101 and the local guides like myself, then you are in safe hands. You got the experience, we got the experience, and you get the experience too, because we are going to hold your hands even as you come to a new destination. So, welcome. Let's travel. Let's experience the world. Let's explore. Let's have fun.
Yeah, thank you for that, guys. So I think this concludes our third episode. We appreciate your presence in Trip 101 Travel Talk. So we certainly have gained a lot of knowledge about your beautiful city. Yeah, I hope when we visit Nairobi, we can see you and be one of your guests. So, and to all our viewers, we are grateful for your unwavering support. We hope that you always stay tuned to our series. So until our next episode, and have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.